Welcome, everyone. As we prepare to begin our event, let us first go through some housekeeping rules. Throughout this event, we hope that you can mute yourself, unless, of course, you're a speaker. You can adjust to speaker view. Please turn your video on so we can see your beautiful faces. And if you need interpretation, that we have interpretation channels available. You can see some more details in our chat. Apologize for any confusion, but the the default Chinese channel is actually Thai, and the Japanese channel is Khmer. So please, oh, sorry, other way around. The Japanese channel is Thai, and the Chinese channel is Khmer. So please make sure to tune into your interpretation channel if you need those languages. So now we may begin. Good morning, good afternoon, talofa lava, namaste, chamrop, chamriapsur, and sawadika. Welcome, everyone. I am Miwa Atimalala Yamada, the president of the International Association of Youth and Students for Peace in Oceania, and I am honored to be your MC for this historic event. Today, we have over 100 people registered from around 21 countries across the Asia Pacific region, with others joining us on YouTube Live or in watch parties. We are gathered to celebrate the official launching of the International Association of Arts and Culture for Peace, or IAACP Asia Pacific, with the theme Peace Through the Arts and Culture, Building Trust and Understanding. To set the stage, let us watch an introductory video titled The Diplomacy of Beauty.
Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to talk about something really fascinating, a story that spans 60 years, all about how art and culture became these incredibly powerful tools for peace. And we're not just talking about pretty paintings or nice music here. This was a strategic, long-term mission to literally change the way the world saw itself. So let's start with a really big question, something that's at the heart of so many problems we face. In a world that feels so divided, how do you humanize a stranger? How do you get people to see the person behind the political label, especially when we're taught to be afraid or suspicious? It's a tough one, right? Well, for the movement we're talking about today, the answer didn't start in a parliament building or at a peace summit. Nope. It started on a stage, in the spotlight, with a group of kids. Their idea was simple, but also kind of profound, that beauty could be a language everyone understands. And that journey, over all those years, eventually led to the creation of the IAACP, an organization that's now working right alongside the United Nations. But to really get what they're doing today, we have to go all the way back to the beginning, to see how this huge cultural forest grew from just one tiny seed. Okay, let's dive into part one. Our story kicks off back in the 1960s. It was a really tense time around the world, and for a lot of countries, what other people thought of you, well, that could mean everything. You gotta remember, back in 1962, when most people thought of Korea, they thought about war, hardship, division. The vision behind The Little Angels, this new children's folk ballet, was to completely flip that script. They wanted to show the world not geopolitics, but civilization, not division, but refinement and a deep, powerful sense of cultural dignity. And you know what? It worked. It worked unbelievably well. Almost right away, this small dance company found itself on the biggest stages of cultural diplomacy. We're talking a performance for President Eisenhower, a Royal Command performance for Queen Elizabeth II, and by 1973, they were at the UN headquarters. They were literally dancing their way into the hearts and minds of world leaders. Okay, so that brings us to the 1970s. And this is where things really start to take off. That single seed of an idea, it didn't just grow. It started sprouting all these different branches, expanding way beyond its original form into this whole cultural ecosystem. And what's just wild is how fast this all happened. In just a few years, you had multilingual choirs, you had a contemporary rock band called Sunburst, tapping into youth culture, and even a brass band for big public events. And then, the real game changer. They got the Manhattan Center in New York City, giving this whole booming movement a world-class home base. And here's where we see a really crucial shift in thinking. The vision grew. It went from representing just one nation's culture to celebrating many. With groups like the International Folk Ballet, the mission became about bringing the world's traditions together on one stage. The message wasn't just about peace anymore. It was about the beauty of diversity itself. All right, so by the time we get to the 80s and 90s, the movement starts to look inward. They realize something incredibly important. It's not enough to just have a good heart and a nice message. If you're going to make a real impact on the world stage, you have to be, well, you have to be excellent. The idea was pretty simple, but it was powerful. If you're going to make art for peace, it can't just be, nice. It has to be great art. So they got methodical about it. They bought professional institutions, they brought in the best artists in the world to work with, they set up intense training academies, and they aimed to get raved reviews in the most famous venues on Earth. And boy, did it pay off. Take the New York City Symphony. After they came under the movement's wing and made their debut at Carnegie Hall, the New York Daily News didn't just say they were good. They called them one of America's finest orchestras. That's the kind of validation that changes everything. And this wasn't a one-off thing. They kept pushing for that global standard. When they founded the Universal Ballet, they didn't just hire good teachers. They went out and partnered with Oleg Vinogradov, a living legend from Russia's Kirov Ballet, to make sure their dancers were trained to the absolute highest international level. And this is so important because it shows they weren't just thinking about tonight's performance. They were building something that would last. Founding the Kirov Academy of Ballet in Washington, D.C. was a huge deal. It was a massive stamp of artistic legitimacy, and it created a pipeline of incredible talent for decades to come. So fast forward to today. All these different streams we've been talking about, the diplomacy, the diversity, the absolute commitment to excellence, they've all flowed together to create this incredible global cultural forest, all dedicated to peace. And it all comes together on this one date, November 22nd, 2020. This is when the International Association of Arts and Culture for Peace, the IAACP, was officially launched. But really, it wasn't a new beginning. It was more like the grand finale of almost 60 years of hard work. So you shouldn't think of the IAACP as something brand new. It's more like a new roof for this whole incredible 60-year-old structure. It brings everything under one umbrella. The grace of the Little Angels, the energy of Sunburst, the world-class authority of the New York City Symphony, the rigor of Universal Ballet, all of it. And today, what they're doing fits right into the biggest conversations happening on the planet. Their work directly supports the UN's Sustainable Development Goals, things like quality education, building peace and justice, and of course, creating partnerships to get it all done. And make no mistake, this isn't just a history lesson. This is happening right now. Just this year, on January 23rd, members of that very same New York City Symphony were back at UN headquarters, performing and continuing the exact same mission that started all those years ago. So what's the big takeaway from all this? I think it's pretty clear. This 60-year journey proves that art isn't just some nice decoration. It's not a luxury. It's a functional, powerful, and deeply practical tool for diplomacy and for real human understanding. Which leaves us with one last question to chew on. In our endless search for political and economic solutions to all the world's problems, maybe the most practical tool we have, the one that can actually move the human heart and humanize the stranger, maybe it's been beauty all along. And maybe it's a tool we just can't afford to ignore.
What an insightful video that shared the vision of IAACP and took us on a journey through the development of this organization. So now to offer the opening remarks of the IAACP Asia Pacific launch, please welcome Mrs. Ursula McLachlan. Mrs. McLachlan serves as the president of the Universal Peace Federation in Asia Pacific. Originally from Germany, she has spent over 50 years promoting youth education, family values, and interreligious harmony throughout Asia. Her unique background includes the study of psychology in Germany, yoga in India, and Buddhism in Sri Lanka and Thailand. Please welcome Mrs. Ursula McLachlan.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Maestro David Eaton, Global Coordinator of IAACP, Mr. Santosh Paudel, Vice President of UPF Asia Pacific, our distinguished presenters today, Mrs. Mary Jane Schwenke, Mr. Ananda Karti, Mr. Krishna Chavanakunakon, and Mr. V. Jivon, as well as all participants from around the world. I'm deeply grateful to you for taking the time to be with us here for the launching of the International Association of Arts and Culture for Peace in the Asia-Pacific region. IAACP, in short, is a global network of leaders in fields related to the arts and culture, including performing arts, literary arts, fine arts, music, film, and dance. Artists are known for their creativity, visionary ideas, and capacities to inspire others. Artists bring people together and lead our hearts and minds to reflect on the possibilities for a better world. As violent conflicts and wars rage in many parts of the world, our theme today, peace through arts and culture, building trust and understanding, is very timely. The founders of UPF, Dr. Sun Myung Moon and Dr. Hak Ja Han, believe in the power of the arts and culture to build bridges between people and nations divided by political, religious, or ethnic persuasions, because arts and culture touch the inner heart of a human being. The visions of love and peace expressed by the artist can restore trust and understanding beyond man-made barriers. UPF International President Dr. Tajuddin Hamad is posing an important question to all of us. What can be done for peace now? Let us consider what we as individuals, as ambassadors for peace, or as a community can do for peace now. How can we utilize the various art forms and cultural expressions for the sake of peace and understanding? As you will witness today, the Asia-Pacific region has an extremely rich and varied cultural heritage. Each one is beautiful in its own right. While UPF Oceania has already organized various wonderful events under the auspices of IAACP over the last 4 years, this is our first IAACP webinar in Asia Pacific, which comprises 40 nations. Let us make this inaugural webinar the first of many more regional, national, and local events throughout the region. I'm very grateful to our global IAACP coordinator, Maestro David Eaton, for speaking to us on this theme, even though in his time zone it is already close to midnight. I'm sure he will continue to inspire and guide IAACP Asia Pacific with his wealth of experience as a person who has dedicated his entire life to the arts. I look forward to a very enlightening and heartwarming program put together by the accomplished presenters today. Let us enjoy it together, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Mrs. Ursula McLachlan, for your wonderful opening remarks. Joining us now for the congratulatory remarks is Maestro David Eaton. Maestro Eaton is the Global IAACP Coordinator and a world-renowned composer and conductor. He has been the music director of the New York City Symphony since 1985, performing at venues such as the United Nations, the Manhattan Center, and Carnegie Hall. In addition to his conducting career, he is a prolific composer, arranger, producer, and now author of his recently published book, What Music Tells Me: Beauty, Truth, and Goodness, and Our Cultural Inheritance. He has dedicated his career to using the transformative power of music to bridge diverse communities and foster global peace. Please welcome to the stage Maestro David Eaton.
Well, thank you very much for the invitation to be here to share with you Grateful to Ursula, also to Dr. Taj Hamad, who's been very supportive of our efforts for IAACP. And IAACP is one of the 7 affiliate organizations of the Universal Peace Federation. And it was established in 2020 by Dr. Hak Ja Han, who's one of the co-founders of UPF. And in her memoirs, Dr. Hak Ja Han speaks about art and culture, and she says that people think that politics changes the world, but that is not the case. It is art and culture that change the world. Because when people are affected by beauty, whether it's the beauty of art or beauty of nature, there's a transformative aspect of that, which allows us to think in new and different ways. And when we can think in new and different ways, we can have new ideas about how to bring about peace, how to bring about a world where we can end the conflicts, right? And this is not a new idea. This idea goes back thousands of years. And in my book, which Miwa referenced, I begin the book with a quote by Leonard Bernstein, American composer and conductor. And he says that art cannot change events, but it can change people. It can affect people so they are changed because people are changed by art, enriched, ennobled, encouraged. They can act in a way that may affect the course of events by the way they vote, by the way they behave, and the way they think. So this idea of art and culture as and beauty in general as being transformative is shared by many people. And I'm going to go back now a few thousand years to Confucius in ancient China. And he wrote about this in several of his works in the Analects. And this is a very interesting quote from the Analects in which he says, "If a person be without virtues proper to goodness, what has he to do with the rights of propriety? If a person be without the virtues proper to goodness, what has he to do with music?" This is a very interesting tie-in. So these ancient cultures, whether it was Greece, the ancient Chinese culture, early Christian culture, St. Augustine, Thomas Aquinas, Ananias Boethius, they all understood that art, as they were talking specifically about music, but art in general has the effect on our character to open our minds to new ideas. But then the question becomes, what are the ideas that we want to promote? So in my book, the subtitle of my book is Beauty, Truth, and Goodness and Our Cultural Inheritance. So the goodness aspect, when we talk about goodness, we're beginning to talk about morals and ethics and values, right? In philosophy, the study of values is called axiology. And so when we approach music and art, there is a moral component. And Confucius understood this, the Greeks understood this, Plato, Aristotle, Socrates, the early Christians, as I mentioned, understood this. So it's not a new concept. So it brings up the issue of choice. As artists, we have choice. When we create art, whether we're writing songs or doing a painting or writing poetry, we understand that our art will affect people. So the question becomes, how do we want to affect people? And this is part of the UPF vision, because in NIACP, we want to affect people in a way that will hopefully bring about harmonious relationships and the end of conflicts. And I recently spoke at an event just last week that was sponsored by Scientology. And I did not know that L. Ron Hubbard, the founder of Scientology, was a musician, but he also talked about the importance of art as a way to bring about harmony. And when I was speaking to the people at this event, I mentioned that it's not only the artist that has a certain responsibility, in what we create. But those of us who appreciate art also have a certain responsibility. What we choose to listen to, what we choose to what movies we choose to go to, what television programs we watch, what we watch on our cell phones. You know, we have choices to make as appreciators of art. So there is a moral component also in what we as the appreciators of art choose to listen to and choose to watch. So the idea of creating a culture of peace for artists really has a lot to do, a great deal to do with the moral and ethical principles that in UPF we are trying to promote, to bring about interfaith unity, to promote the ideals of family values. These are the kind of values that we seek to promote through our music, through our art, through our dance, through our poetry, through our literature, whatever we're doing. So this aspect of creativity, of course, there's the aesthetics. Beauty is dealing with aesthetics. Truth is dealing with craft and technique. But then the goodness aspect deals with morals, ethicals, and values. So as the artists here, I know many of you are in the arts, we want to encourage you to think about these things as you go forward in your artistic pursuits, in the hopes that all together, whatever discipline we're working on, we can use our talent and ability to really create a culture of peace based on the ideals that our founders have articulated as being very important in this process. So I'm grateful for the opportunity to share with you a few minutes here, and look forward to hearing the other speakers here today to hear their vision, hear their ideals, and what we can do together to promote the ideals of IAACP. So thank you very much. Grateful for the opportunity to be here. Thanks to Ursula for the invitation. And we look forward to having many more conversations. And also, we don't want to just talk the talk. We want to walk the walk. So we want to create art and music that reflects these values. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Maestro David Eaton, for your impactful congratulatory remarks. Our first key presenter for today comes from the beautiful region of Oceania. Mrs. Mary Jane Schwanke is the co-director of Matavai Pacific Cultural Arts, an NPO in Australia. She leads this nonprofit organization together with her husband, Frederick Schwanke, and their 3 children. She is a dedicated cultural practitioner who uses the arts of 8 Pacific nations to strengthen identity and create a sense of belonging. Under her leadership, Matavai recently coordinated the major cultural opening ceremony for the 2024 Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting. As a speaker, cultural practitioner, and community leader, Mary Jane advocates for the arts as a powerful tool for peace building. Please welcome Mrs. Mary Jane Schwanke.
This same ocean, the ocean our Pacific ancestors navigated, somewhat feels like the battles we face today. The highs and the low, the calm and the storm. In the motu of Western Sydney, an ocean concrete, but a place that we now call home. To honor the great ocean that connects us.
Falava, hopefully you can hear me clearly. Warm Pacific greetings to everyone joining us today. Firstly, I'm joining you from Sydney, and I'd like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which I gather on today, the Aboriginal people, the Dharawal people of the Darug Nation. I pay my respects to their elders, past, present, and emerging, but I also acknowledge the many different people and cultures joining us today. I'm so honored to be part of this event. I'm humbled. Thank you so much for the invitation. As mentioned, my name is Mary Jane. My husband and our 3 children run a Pacific Cultural Centre in Western Sydney, New South Wales. That's the name of the state. And we teach the positive values of the Pacific cultures through dance and language, music, storytelling, legends, and art. And our vision has always been simple. It's to create a place where people feel safe and they feel they belong. Our motto is to unite, share, and connect. For many Pacific Islanders, and I'll speak for myself, I'm from Samoa, living away from our homelands, when we hear a song, there's this spiritual peace that comes over us. For me, when I hear Samoan songs or the Samoan language, it takes me back to happy times. It reminds me of my mum and my grandfather living in Samoa, surrounded by extended family, and it reminds me of being loved. The songs also remind me of the warmth of the air, the food cooking in the umu, laughter around our home, and afternoon volleyball games on the rocks in the village. Our songs remind me of loved ones who have passed and how grateful I am to carry bloodlines back to Samoa and to call myself a Pacific Islander from the blue Pacific continent. When I return home to Samoa, I step off the plane. Sometimes I literally feel like dropping to the ground and kissing the land. The moment the plane door opens, a blanket of hot air hits your face. You take a deep breath of the hot air, the humidity, and suddenly every single senses in your body awakens. The land in Samoa seems to hug your feet, and that feeling works its way into your bones, your heart, and your soul. And I've never felt more loved than when I'm in Samoa with my family. That feeling of warmth also gives me peace and belonging. And it is what we try to bottle up and share with everyone that walks into our Cultural Arts Centre at Matavai in Sydney. I can still picture my mother with her afro and her beautiful dancing when I was 4, and she had so much joy and pride. I remember my aunties teaching me how to dance or siva, writing my Samoan speeches for me to learn. And at that time, I didn't realize what they're really giving me. They were, in fact, planting seeds. So, as children, we don't always recognize the seeds being planted within us. Sometimes they sit quietly for years before we understand what they have become. That's why we should really never underestimate what we sow into young people's lives or into other people. When my husband Fred and I moved to Australia from Samoa to New Zealand and here in 2008, we sadly became aware of the disproportionate challenges facing Pacific young people, especially in Sydney. Pacific Islanders represented just over 1% of the population here in New South Wales, yet we made up a much higher percentage of young people in youth jails in juvenile justice. So one day, my daughter said that she was ashamed to be a Pacific Islander because of the negative stigmas and stereotypes that seemed to be placed on us. And that really broke my heart. So as a family, we asked ourselves why, and more importantly, how can we help? Fred and I are cultural dancers, and in Samoa, our values are to serve others. So with our limited money and our dancing backgrounds and our love for our islands, we started Matavai in 2013 to pass on the knowledge of Samoa that we learned through songs and dance, and also open space for other islands to join us. We had no money and no blueprint to follow. Our hope was that by strengthening cultural identity, we could strengthen belonging. We often say that people think that we teach dance, but dance is simply the vehicle. What we are really teaching is identity, belonging, and responsibility. So through dance and music, language, and storytelling, we try to recreate that feeling of home. We unpack songs, we explain the meanings behind the songs, the ceremonies, the histories, and the values they carry. One song can become an entire 10-week lesson plan because our history was passed down through song, dance, and oratory long before it was written. Slowly, something begins to awaken in our students. The Tongan people have a beautiful word, it's called mafana, which means to feel pride and joy, happiness, and connection. So when a young person experiences that mafana, culture becomes belonging, and belonging creates trust. Trust then creates peace. In order to gain the trust of a young person today, it's not easy. Many are navigating challenges our generations have never faced before. And over the past 13 years, we have watched those challenges become increasingly complex. There have been financial struggles, criticism, disappointment, and seasons when we question whether we could continue. In fact, we have felt that way this year. There were times we couldn't afford groceries and relied on food banks to feed our children. But every time we reached the point where we had nothing left, God sent us a lifeline. One of those lifelines came through the Institute of Economics and Peace and Western Sydney University. During a meeting, I spoke honestly about what we were experiencing. Hundreds of children were coming through our doors, many struggling with mental health, grief, and identity issues. Parents were overwhelmed. The dancing had almost become secondary because we were providing emotional, mental, and spiritual support, yet we weren't trained social workers. To the following semester, Western Sydney University began placing Master of Social Work students with our organisation. And over time, we welcomed more than 40 students each year. We learnt about positive peace and safeguarding, and our families gained access to counselling and additional support. That experience taught me something I'll never forget, that peace is built through trust. It's built when people recognize a need and choose to walk alongside one another. Today, many of those same young people that we welcomed into the centre have now become teachers, social workers, community leaders, lawyers. Some now return to mentor the next generation and, ironically, to mentor my husband and I. That is the power of planting seeds. Today, more than 400 students come through Matavai each week alongside 8 different cultures, Fiji, Tonga, Samoa, Rapa Nui, so many more. We've also created a Pacifica Men's Time, a men's support network for men who are struggling in silence. We've created an organization called Ohana, No One Gets Left Behind, for parents and families with kids with additional needs or neurodivergent. We have talanoa or speaking sessions and partnerships with schools, university, churches, and community organizations. So when people ask what success looks like at Matavai, I don't think about all the awards we've won or the shows and performances we've had the honor of doing. I think about the quiet child finding confidence. I think of the young people who wanted to leave school, who are now graduating and returning with tertiary education and are now coming back to Matavai to help. Families from different cultures have now become one community and village. And I still think of my mother with her beautiful hair afro dancing because she planted that seed in my heart. In the same way, we may never fully know the impact of the time, love, and encouragement that we've invested in one young person through the arts. Don't ever, and if you are in that position to share your culture and arts, my encouragement is to keep showing up. Even when there are only 1 or 2 students or 1 or 2 people in the audience, share your culture anyway. Make room for others. It is what makes us unique. One conversation or one class that we give or one act of kindness or one person believing in a child can change the direction of their life. That is peace that we are trying to build at Matavai. Peace through the arts and culture, through trust and understanding, and through people. Thank you so much for having me today. It's an honor to share my heart with you and what we do at Matavai, and I wish you a blessed day.
Hi, I'm Claire, the founder of Make Give Live, and been involved in Button Factory for quite some time now. And I just love the way it is such a haven for community and creativity. It's just such a flexible, open space for people to come and create and express. And yeah, I just feel like it's what the world really needs more of at the moment. And there's not that many spaces around where community of all shapes and forms can really come together.
So I think my art is the result of so many circles of life. This is just a way of expressing my inner world as a woman who has gone through a lot. If it wasn't because of art, I would explode. Art gives me a way to step into life again. I guess this is one of the reasons for elongated necks which I have. When I really want to fall, when I really want to collapse, I don't know, the music and the inner voice that tells me hold a bit longer just elongates the necks. I guess that's the main reason.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Mary Jane Schwenke and IAACP Oceania for your touching message and the glimpse into the peace work being conducted at Matavai and throughout Oceania. Next up, from the heart of the Himalayas, we welcome Mr. Ananda Kaki. He is one of Nepal's most celebrated playback singers with a career spanning 4 decades and over 3,000 recorded songs. Known as the Ghazal King of Nepal, he has received numerous national honors for his contributions to music. He continues to serve as a respected cultural ambassador, promoting harmony through his performances. Please welcome to the stage Mr. Ananda Kaki.
Respected, distinguished guests, leaders of the Universal Peace Federation, members of the International Association of arts and culture for peace. Artists, friends, and brothers and sisters from around the world, namaste and warm greetings to you all. It is a great honor and blessing for me to be part of this historic launch of the International Association of the Art and Culture for Peace in the Asia Pacific region. I have dedicated more than 4 decades of my life to music. Through this journey, I have come to realize on profound truth. Music and the arts are God's precious gifts to humanity. They are a universal language that speaks directly to the heart, where words often cannot. In today's world, music and the art are not only entertainment or a profession to earn a living. They are a powerful force for peace. They heal wounded hearts, bring hope to those in despair, and build bridges where division exists. They unite people beyond nationality, religion, race, language, and generation. A beautiful melody or a meaningful painting can create understanding where politics sometimes cannot. As an artist, we have a special responsibility. We are not only performers, we are messengers of hope, ambassadors of culture, and builders of peace. Every song we sing, every dance we perform, every work of art we create has the power to inspire love, respect, and harmony. I feel especially grateful for the opportunity. I was blessed to have to meet True Mother personally. Her love, encouragement, and vision for a powerful world deeply touched my heart. Being invited to offer a Korean song before her was one of the most meaningful moments of my life. That experience strengthened my belief that music can transcend every barrier and bring people closer as a one global family under God. Today, as we launch this important association, let's work together so that art and culture become instruments of peace and understanding. Let us encourage young artists to use their talents not only for success, but also for service to humanity. May our voices, our creativity, and our hearts become bridges that connect people across the world. Thank you to Universal Peace Federation and IAACP for this wonderful initiative. May God bless each one of you, and may God bless our one human family. Thank you very much. Namaste.
इहल्लाहरू हुन् तिमीले सुनेका कसैसँग मैले मुटु साटा छैन नपत्याएर चिरेर यो छाती तिमीलाई कहिले मैले थाहा छैन यो मनमा तिमी छौ वचनमा तिमी छौ तिमी स्वप्न बन्दै सजेकी नयनमा यो मनमा तिमी छौ वचनमा तिमी छौ तिमी स्वप्न बन्दै सजेकी नयनमा म भेट्छु तिमीलाई यी फुलमा बहारमा यो निलो गगनमा यो शीतल पवनमा यो विश्वास गरिदेऊ तिमीलाई नसम्झी कुनै रात मैले कतै काटा छैन यी हल्लाहरू हुन् तिमीले सुनेका कसैसँग मैले मुटु साका छैन म फुल्छु हसिना लियो तिम्रै तिमी साथ हुन्न मेरो अर्थ हुन्न म फुल्छु हसिना लियो तिम्रै तिमी साथ हुन्न मेरो अर्थ हुन्न म फुल्छु मलाई पनि जिन्दगीमा तिमीलाई फुल्ने सामर्थ्य हुन्न यो विश्वास गरिदेऊ तिमीलाई नसम्झी कुनै रात मैले कतै काटा छैन यी हल्लाहरू हुन् तिमीले सुनेका कसैसँग मैले मुटु साका छैन
Thank you so much, Mr. Ananda Kaki, for that beautiful presentation. Now, representing Thailand, we welcome Mr. Krisana Shavanakunakong. He is a contemporary symbolic artist and an ambassador for peace who believes true peace begins within the human heart. His work often draws inspiration from ancient cultural traditions to address modern social challenges. He is particularly passionate about using children's art projects to plant seeds of peace in the next generation. Please welcome to the stage Mr. Krisana.
morning, respected guests, fellow artists and friends. It is a great honor to be here today. When we talk about peace through arts and culture, we are talking about something very close to my heart. Not just as an artist, but as someone who believes deeply in the connection between people. Today, I would like to share 3 simple thoughts with you. How we can plant seeds of peace in the next generation. How I express this through my own art, and what I truly believe art can or cannot do for the world. First, let's talk about our children and the future. One of the most meaningful ways to introduce peace to young minds and through children arts competitions. When children draw or paint, they are not just playing with colors. They are learning how to express their thoughts, values, and cultural identities. By bringing themes of peace into children's arts project, we plant small seeds early on. We teach them that peace is not just an abstract idea, but value to live by. When kids grow up creating arts about harmony and mutual understanding, they carry those positive attitudes into adulthood. They grow up aware, empathetic, and ready to make the world the gentler place. Second, I would like to share how I approach this in my own personal work. In my painting, I often reflect on what it means to be human, our shared struggles, our social challenge, and our search for meaning. I frequently draw inspiration from ancient cultural traditions and religious wisdom. A common truth far across many cultures and beliefs in this. True peace begins within. Before we can build a peaceful society, we must first find inner peace in our own hearts and minds. Through fine arts, I try to weave this subtle message into my work. I don't aim to preach. Instead, I invite viewers to pause, reflect, and reconnect with their own humanity. Finally, let's be honest about the impact of art. To be completely frank, I would often wonder, can art really bring peace to the world? Realistically, as artists, we don't hold political power. We cannot start peace treaties or stop conflicts overnight. But that does not mean we are powerless. Art is our voice, and we can use it to its fullest potential. That is why I am so grateful for organizations like IAACP and UPF, who share this same vision, bringing people together through the universal language of art. Art goes beyond spoken words and written articles. I speak directly to the human heart through emotion and imagery. Whether it is performance, poetry, or fine art, it bridges difference where words often fail. To conclude, art may not change the world instantly, but it changes people. And people are the ones who build peace. Let us keep painting, creating, and sharing our voice, doing the very best we can, step by step, together. So, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Krisana Shavana Kunakong and UPF Thailand and Women's Federation for World Peace for your heartwarming work. Our final performance comes from Cambodia. Mr. V. Jivong is a distinguished flutist and performing artist from the Royal University of Fine Arts in Phnom Penh. He has represented Cambodia on international stages across Asia, Australia, and the United States, including performances at the ASEAN Festival. Today, he will give a speech on today's theme, followed by a performance titled Khmer Legacy. Please welcome Mr. Jivong.
Distinguished guests, fellow artists, dear friends, thank you very much for having me. Today we launch something meaningful, a partnership between the International Association of Arts and Culture for Peace and the Universal Peace Federation. We have just enjoyed music and dance from across the Asia Pacific, from ASEAN, from Thailand, from Nepal. And we're gonna hear one song from my own country, Cambodia, Khmer Heritage. I want to use that song as a mirror for why we are here. The song opens, Khmer Heritage, a legacy from our ancestors. We preserve and honor it, promote our Khmer culture to be famous throughout the world. This is not a song about isolation. It is a song about sharing. The Khmer people are saying, we have a treasure, and we want the world to see it. That is exactly what today is about. Peace does not come from erasing our difference. It comes from policing what makes us unique and holding it up for others to see. When a dancer performs the Apsara, she's not just performing. She is telling the story of her people. When we share that story, walls of mistrust being to come down. The second verse says, Khmer Heritage, a legacy is all first. Leave a legacy to our descendants. My children have the duty to protect it. This is a call to responsibility, and I believe every nation in this room share it. So let us expand the word Khmer children to mean all children, but each other's. Every one of us has duty to protect not only our own culture, but each other's. Because when any culture is lost, all of humanity lost something. In a world that often value efficiency over expression, we must teach our children that their duty is not only to the economy, but to the spirit. The third verse says, even though we are far from each other, join hands with sincerity, build a great legacy, support each other with loyalty. The Asia Pacific is vast, separated by oceans, languages, time zones. But this verse reminds us, distance is geography, not spirit. Art is the bridge across that distance. We understand a people not through GDP reports, but through their music, their dance, their languages. And loyalty means we support one another even when it takes effort. We celebrate each other's success. We host each other artists. We tell each other stories. The song closes with a vision. Khmer people have risen high. Khmer people create new works. Cambodia has a painful history, but it rose again by holding on to its heritage, not abandoning it. That is the lesson for all of us. True prosperity is not only economic, it is cultural. And Khmer people have Khmer people become for us today. Global citizens have global citizens. We are here to launch a movement, one that treats peace as the highest art form. Cultural exchange is not a luxury. In a time of tension and crisis, it is a necessity. We need the rhythm of Oceania to meet the gong of Southeast Asia. We need the poetry of Nepal to inspire and painters of Cambodia. So as we live here today, preserve your own heritage with pride. Protect the heritage of others with the same care. And let us build together a legacy of peace. The architects of our future are not only politicians and generals. They are artists, they are dancers, they are musicians, they are poets, they are peacemakers through art and music. Let us start together, Khmer, Thai, Nepali, Australian, Pacific Islander, as one human family under Heavenly Parent, our original parent. Thank you very much, and may the arts of peace guide our way. Thank you. Một đọc Khmer kêu tông nào bị đốn ta dừng ra xa lực lòng cao ở ban khung pu tuổi vấp thó chết Khmer giờ ơi miên chùa viên kết dung là bay xót sai quanh lô ca
một đọc Khmer kêu tông nào krong ngayពីគ្នាក្តីរួមពុតដៃដោយស្ម័គ្រស្មងក្រុមទេសំស្នាដៃឲ្យបានល្អមកហិនមាខំពុំពីលើកស្ទួយគ្នាដោយទាំងក្តីមរតកខ្មែរជនជាតិខ្មែរបានស្គមស្កើរុងរឿងឡើងពុះត្រដាច់ក្នុងលោកីខ្មែរជួយខ្មែរឆ្នៃប្រឌិតស្នាដៃថ្មីមានតម្លៃសម្រាប់ជាតិយើងគ្រប់គ្នាមរតកខ្មែរគេតំណែលពីដូនតាយើងរក្សាលើកដំកើងឲ្យបានខ្ពង់ខ្ពស់ស្ទួយវប្បធម៌ជាតិខ្មែរយើងឲ្យមានឈ្មោះមានកិត្តិយសដើម្បីសរសើរពេញលោកកាមរតកខ្មែរគេតំណែលក្រុងវិស័យគង់ស្នាដៃដល់កូនចៅក្រុមអាត្មា ពីគ្នាក្តីរួមពួតដៃដោយស្ម័គ្រស្មងគ្រប់ពេលសងស្នាដៃឲ្យបានល្អមកហិនខំពុំពីលើកស្ទួយគ្នាដោយទាំងក្តី
Thank you, Mr. Jivon, for that dynamic presentation. Finally, to deliver his closing remarks and to officially launch the IAACP in Asia Pacific, we welcome Mr. Santosh Paudel. Mr. Paudel is the Vice President of UPF Asia Pacific and a researcher in international relations and diplomacy at Tribhuvan University. As a scholar of values and peace education, he is dedicated to advancing ethical leadership and intercultural understanding through research and public dialogue. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Santosh Paudel.
Thank you, our Master of Ceremony, Miwa Atimala, my wonderful MC. So, dear President of Universal Peace Federation Asia Pacific, Mrs. Ursula McLachlan, and our Global Coordinator, David Eaton, distinguished guests, respected speakers, artists, cultural leaders, and dear participants from across the Asia Pacific and around the world. And I would like to also acknowledge the presence of my dear friends, our Honorable former Minister of Nepal, Honorable Tara Lama Tamang, and also Honorable Sunita Baral, a Member of Parliament. As we come to the close of this very meaningful program, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to each of you for your valuable presence and thoughtful contributions. So today's program has reminded us that peace is not built only through agreements or policies. It is also nurtured through creativity, culture, and the shared value that unite humanity. Our heartfelt appreciation goes to all our distinguished presenters. Especially, I would like to really express gratitude to David Eaton, who has shared his wisdom and very inspiring guidance to really have this mission and vision of this platform and the institution. And a special thanks to Mrs. Mary Jane, Mr. Ananda Karki, and Mr. Krishna and Mr. Chivan. And our presenters has really shared your insight. We've shown that music, literature, visual arts, dance, film, and other cultural expression have the unique ability to touch hearts, encourage dialogue, and strengthen mutual respect among people of different backgrounds. The launch of this International Association of Arts and Culture for Peace, IAACP in the Asia Pacific, marks an important step forward. It is not simply the beginning of new initiative, but the beginning of greater collaboration among artists, cultural leaders, educators, and peace builders across our diverse region. And on behalf of Universal Peace Federation Asia Pacific, I sincerely thank all our speakers and especially technical team and all our participants. And now we come to the most awaited moment, that the highlights of today's program and marking the beginning of a shared journey to promote peace, culture, exchange, and artistic excellence across the Asia Pacific region, and the official launch of the International Association of Arts and Culture for Peace in Asia Pacific region. the official launching of International Association of Arts and Culture for Peace in Asia Pacific has now been accomplished. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Powdell, for your closing remarks, and congratulations, everyone, on the official launch of IAACP Asia Pacific. Thank you to all our speakers and artists for sharing their impactful work and vision of peace, and thank you all for being a part of this event. Before we bring this session to a close, if you are inspired, we would like to invite you to future peace events. To announce the upcoming UPF activities, I'd like to welcome back to the stage Mr. Santosh Powdell.
Thank you, Mewa, again. So may this initiative inspire a greater trust and understanding among our all leaders here. And thank you very much. So before closing, so I would like to announce a few major programs in Asia Pacific and its coming days. From August 7 to 8, we will hold the Youth Character Education Seminar in Cambodia. And also from August 7 to 13, we celebrate the 40th anniversary of the Religious Youth Service in Sri Lanka, in Kalutara. We invited so many young people from across the Asia and also from other countries. So on August 15, United Nations World Humanitarian Day webinar, the Honoring the Humanitarians, led by Dr. John Bellavance. And also on August 15, we will hold the one-day Religious Youth Service program in Sydney, Australia. And finally, on August 19, we also celebrating in Kathmandu, Nepal, the UN Humanitarian Day 2026. Yeah, this much today. This major upcoming program in Asia Pacific. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Powdell. If you'd like to join, please contact your local UPF presidents and directors. Before we bring this, finally, I would like to invite everyone to turn on their cameras for a group photo to capture this historic moment. So as the tech captures each of you, please try to show us your most beautiful smiles. We'd like to remember everyone who's here today. Let's do heart. Can you show us your hearts? 2 hands or 1 hand or a big heart, it's up to you. I see some big hearts. One more victory pose for our official launch. Yay! Okay, so are we okay, Tech? All right. This brings our event to a close. You are welcome to unmute and greet your fellow Asia Pacific artists and brothers and sisters as we exit the Zoom. Fafatay lava. Maraming salamat po. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. See you next time.
Thank you, everyone.
Maraming salamat po.
Touch indeed, Mia, for the efficiency and all brothers and sisters. Very respectful.
ขอบคุณอาจารย์กฤษณะนะครับ
Thank you for that.
สำหรับการกล่าวที่เป็นสร้างสันติภาพนะครับ
Great performances. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Thank you for peace, painting for peace, sing a song for peace.
Very good. Very good.
you very much.
Thank you, Mantriju.
Thank you. Next time.
Thank you, Sunita ji. Thank you, Prakash, Arun Prakash. Thank you, Anandai.
See you next time.
Thank you, Miwa. Excellent MC.